I'm gonna be your worst nightmare, but I'm also gonna be your biggest fan.
I think one of my talents that I bring to JVTV is definitely just, I think in general, editing. I feel like I can edit really well.
Creativity. Oh, and I'm also pretty good at storyboarding and script writing.
If there's ever something that I need to learn how to do, I'll learn it. I'll stay up all night to learn it. I'm definitely a perfectionist.
I can put together a good story and always able to meet the deadline.
Sad, devastating stories. But it's nice to hear how these stories affected the perspectives of so many young people.
A lot of students need volunteer.
You come in here and it's a family. It's not just a class. It's a special thing, and it truly is. It's not like your basic sports or, band or anything. It's something completely different. And it's more than media lit or ADP or anything like that. It's something completely special and one of a kind on its own.
Okay, you're good. Now you know how I feel, why I'm like I am, a raging wit. Where's that one? Is that on all of us?
This is wide shot. This is specifically to you, and that is specifically to
Okay,
them.
so that's got to be turned toward, who's at the side character? Who's getting the side character?
This is our first edition of What's Up Falcon.
And my name is...
I think everyone that comes into JVTV wants to leave their mark and wants to have a legacy that other generations of JVTV students can look on. And I think that's pretty much what inspired What's Up Falcon, because not only did I want to leave that mark and leave that legacy, but I also wanted to do it in a way that's going to teach JVTV students.
Maybe this will make it easier. No?
Miss Cindy Stoker.
I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to see what y'all are going to do. I want my students to grow, like this interview set that we're doing, this What's Up Falcon. That's a big deal. I had a vision. I wanted them to be able to, I had the vision of them being better at interviews and having an interview set. My students had the vision of What's Up Falcon. And that's what makes it so great. They take it and run with it. And I'm so proud of that.
Disturb. But our purpose for this really is to make it funny and lighthearted. That way it's not like a...
Don't be afraid to fail. Sometimes a lot of people are like, well, we shouldn't do this video project because, we don't have the necessary resources, or maybe we don't have the people to really make this project as good as we want it to be. But I don't think you should let that stop you. You shouldn't be afraid to fail, because if you're afraid to fail, then you can't grow.
If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's just the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You're not going to get a different result. You're just going to get the same result. It's the same thing that happens. But if you try something different, you're going to get something different out of it. Whether that's learning something different, or whether that's doing something different and putting something different out there.
The thing with Stoker is that she means incredibly well, and I will never try to cross her on that, but at the same time it's incredibly frustrating when you're your own person and you want to get your own ideas across.
If my students don't own this program, if they're just my puppets, what's the point? I'm not afraid of disagreement with them. What I'm afraid of is that they're just going to follow my lead and totally not have any mind of their own.
She pushes you to the point that you just don't even want to talk to her anymore. But as a result of that, it makes you like her more, because it makes you realize that she does that because she's making you stronger. And if you didn't believe so strongly in what you believe in, then she could walk right over you.
It's so worth it. I can't tell you how worth all of the pain and all of the arguments that I got in with Stoker and stuff like that. And the only reason why I've been able to do or continue making videos and stuff like that is only because of how hard it was in JVTV, and just doing all of that work really did push all of us to just do more than we thought we could.
You get a real life experience, you know. It's deadlines, you know. You are working on a deadline, and you got to get this out by this time. You need to edit it by this time, and you're editing from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. you know, because you want to get it done because the deadline's at like 12, right? Or you'll still be editing well into those hours as well.
What you guys are doing and what you guys are learning will translate into marketable skills as soon as you come into the real world, because what you're doing now is what I do for a living. I manage 2 employees and I've got projects of my own, so everything from shot sheeting all the way to final render, that's what JVTV helped me do.
I think late nights are organized chaos.
No, you know what? You go throw up. Okay, go throw up. That way you can have an excuse not to be here.
Awesome.
No, do that to me. Okay, get out of here. Go home. I really don't want you here when you ask. No, you will not humiliate me. Don't.
Usually there is a lot of stress, you know, like a lot of people like yelling and complaining, or there's something going on or something's wrong with their video.
Trying to mediate all of that roughness and get this done and help people is so difficult to try and do it one time.
I remember I kept telling the stoker, I'm like, no, I'm getting out. No, I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm not going to be in here.
I've cried at least 10,000 times at a late night.
You get to see people at their worst and at their best, you know, like stressing out about finishing their news stories or PSAs, and stressing out about being an anchor and, you know, memorizing lines and not messing up on camera.
Oh man, the first late night, man, I was freaking out. Like, you think the world's gonna end sometimes during late night. Like, Stoker will just hound you like a dog and burn you at the stake if you didn't do everything necessary to get like your thing in on the deadline, right? And it's just so scary.
Let's go. Are we fighting again?
Say bye, friends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stoker has her way of doing things, and there's a lot of people that would disagree with the way that she does it. And I'm not just talking about kids.
Her teaching style is one of a kind, and there's no one else who could, I think, who has ever taught or probably does teach the way she does.
I had a student, and she was adorable. And she would put out stuff a lot, but a lot of her stuff was mediocre. And so one day in class, I looked at her stuff and I said, you know what? This is great if you just want to be mediocre at best, but I'm not going for it. And she started crying, and I felt horrible. But really and truly, mediocrity to me, there's no excuse for it. Her stuff got better and better and better.
I know and she does too, we work best when we're pushed into a corner and we're backed into a corner and you're like, you can't do this, you have to get it done, you know, all this stuff. You know, that's when we work best. And I know that's when she does, and that's why she gets so stressed out all the time, is literally because she just wants to, you know, that's just how she works.
I think the Stoker does a really good job of being able to blend her talents and what she's good at and how she knows how to run the program along with everybody else's strengths here, depending upon from year to year, because she's always got different people. And so she's always able to adapt to that and bring out the best in everybody and make sure that they like learn a ton and have an awesome time in here.
I feel like because she puts the kids first, it just makes us feel like we can do more than, and I mean, yeah, okay, with egos and fighting and all that, that always happens. But it's like you're fighting with like your brother and sister. Like, yeah, you're gonna fight, you're gonna argue, you're gonna like not like them for a few days, but then after that, you're gonna work with them, and then it's just gonna go back to normal. And if people hold grudges, that's sort of their problem. But I mean, it doesn't, I feel like you can't really hold a grudge for that long in here because there's just always something going on to where you just forget your problems with people.
Sometimes we yell at each other, but that's just, you know, how family are sometimes, you know, but we always like are here for each other.
People get mad at each other, Miss Stoker gets mad at kids get mad at Miss Stoker, and all that goes on. But at the same time, it's like we've won so many awards, we're recognized.
Her will to succeed and succeed above others definitely, I think it rubs off on everyone.
People I had never spoken to, I was just Like, now we're just like, you know, best buds, I guess.
I did it again!
I guess it helped me grow like a bond with all these people in JVTV, and I've never really been like close to like a teacher or anyone in school. But JVTV is like my second home.
Here's this woman that basically is like a second mother to everyone, whether they know it or not.
She saw me when I couldn't even see myself, and that means so much, and it has definitely impacted me in so many ways I could never even tell you. She has just done the most for me, and she has always been there as a shoulder to cry on and someone to listen to, and she's been there to be able to say, I understand, I know exactly what you're going through, and I understand, and you are not alone in this.
This experience has been humbling and fulfilling and terrifying, and it makes me a stronger person because I have lived through much adversity in my life, personally. I lost my husband of 25 years, almost 10 years ago. My son was 11, my daughter was 19. He was their father and my husband. I literally almost went into financial ruin, and I was able to pull myself out. I was at the lowest point in my life. Probably I was a person you would not even know who I am right now because I was like very in a shell. And I always came to work and I always taught. But the thing is, I didn't think I could ever teach this program. I didn't think I had the knowledge or the background. And the fact that it's been built for 20 years, I don't think about it that much, but I smile when I come in most mornings. I love coming to work. Even when I have adversity, because I have these students that I'm amazed at the students I have, they will do anything. I mean, when you think, oh, can you film the football game? They're like, I'll do it. You know, they will do anything for you almost if they respect you and they know how much you care about them. So I'm gonna be your worst nightmare, but I'm also gonna be your biggest fan. And I love my JVTV students. This program would be nothing without them, nothing. And don't even it would be nothing without those students.